Monday morning, I'm at the gym. Made it to 3 workouts last week. Gonna get 3 in this week. It hurt so bad last week I couldn't straighten my arms. I thought I broke something, but feeling good now. So no, that was good. Do the extra running and the extra sit-ups and push-ups and
we're not out of the woods yet. Still got a long way to go. I don't care what they said. This is what I know.
after a busy week last week, spending most of the time in the studio, my email got a little, out of hand. So, as is my sort of rule, trying to trim it down and not let it get away further. But this is why I love doing email. There's an email from a guy in Germany who listens to the Simply Recording podcast, which, if you remember, that's the podcast I've been doing with Graham Cochran for 4 or 5 years now. And it was super encouraging.
Hey Joe, hey Graham, this is Dominic from Heidelberg, Germany. But I discovered your podcast sometime early this year after deciding to record my own album. I think what I appreciate most is just your kind of go for it attitude and the sense that I get from you guys that it's a real focus on just creative output no matter what.
To Dominic in Germany, thank you. It means a lot that you would even take the time to shoot this and send it to us. Also, check out his music video.
It's as though we are on our own. It's as though we are on our own. It's as though we are on our own. We are on our own.
Super catchy and well done. Go check him out. Man, fires me up. Boiled eggs are ready. Chop says I need protein. Ha! Oh, that was gonna be cool. Walk up and sip your coffee shot, but I jacked it up with my thumb in the way. It is Monday, which means, well, it doesn't really mean anything, but it is also recording day number 3, and at this point, my biggest concern, several songs, it's an acoustic project, so by definition, it's not gonna be super produced, right? But the thing I'm concerned about is making everything sound the same. For example, I mentioned, I believe, 2 episodes ago about using triple tracking acoustic guitar, so 1 up the middle and then 2 on the sides. Sounds really cool, but if I do that on every song, I'm worried it would become a little monotonous and repetitive. I've also done it in previous songs, and I don't want it to be like a thing. That's the thing about being creative. We find new, tripling guitars, I always only either had 1 or 2. I never thought of having 3, or having more than 2 at least, and that's a new creative thing that I've started doing, and I'm already worried I'm gonna overdo it in trying to think of new creative ways to flesh out these songs, to keep it acoustic, but to not let it get boring or repetitive. Such is life for a musician. What is my specific plan, you ask? Well, what I wrote down in my notebook was to finish recording like all the guitars and percussion and whatever else on one song, and then to do vocals on the other. There's one song, that fingerstyle guitar song I showed you a few episodes back. Probably gonna leave that alone and just let it be guitar and vocal. But another song, my second favorite song, I'm kind of working through favorite down. Second favorite song, I want to flesh out the guitars, get the production going, and then maybe do some vocals. Who knows what's going to happen? I always have a rough plan, but you got to just leave room for creativity to happen. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, I got to restring my guitar. I hate restringing my guitar.
There is home for the lost soul. There is power to face the unknown. There is life, there is truth, there's a way.
I've Mentioned before about triple tracking acoustic guitars and how that used to be, or that was something I never thought to do, but I tried it and it turned out pretty well. Now, the way I like to do this is once I get the song structure done, so this was done the other day, I recorded one pass and I said, all right, Ben, let's just run it back again. Let me record 2 more takes and have triple track guitars. Now, it wasn't my final plan, but in the moment that felt right. So I did the first one like this, second one like this with a capo, third one like this, capoed up really high. All 3 together sound like this. And that sounds nice and pretty. They're all playing the exact same strum, dun 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 dun, and there's a little bit of a dun 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 dun, but it's not coming through. Percussion will help with that, but I wouldn't mind if the guitars themselves carried the song and then percussion was a nice to have instead of a need to have to keep the rhythm going. So I'm gonna head in the studio or in the other room, I'm in the studio. I'm gonna head in the other room and probably retrack the first guitar because it was a little out of tune now that I have fresh new strings. And then just listen and just let things come to me and try things. Come on, here we go. I'm always amazed at what a well-placed diamond, meaning can do for a song. Well, that was fun. Ended up recording 7 more guitar tracks for a total of 10. There are 10 acoustic guitars in this song right now. And one really cool thing. So I was, I can't remember where I heard this. I think my buddy Jeremy Casella said this about the guy who produced his last record, a guy named Cason Cooley. And they were talking about, and I could have that wrong, but they were talking about production is this idea of just riff on top of riff on top of riff until everything is filled out. So the first 3 guitars that I recorded the other day are just 3 guitars strumming the same thing, different voicings, which makes it sound interesting, but that's it. And then today, pretty much all I added was a combination of different rhythmic and melodic riffs that fit in around what the vocal is doing and what the other guitars are doing. So rather than talk about it anymore, I'll just play it and let you hear all 10 guitars at once. That's a good day right there.